There we go. And we're in. We're in. The show has begun. There it is, man. Episode 40. 40 episodes of the show with my name on it. What's going on, everybody? I hope you had a wonderful week. Couple announcements. Off the top. I got shows coming up again. I got some shows coming up. I'm opening for my buddy JP Sears in Oklahoma City, January 28th through 30th. Huntsville, Alabama, February 18th through 20th. And Nashville, Tennessee, April 8th through 10th. All that info is going to be on JP's website. It's on my website, brentpella.com/shows. It's on JP's website with the club and the times and the ticket links and all that. So Oklahoma City, Huntsville, Alabama, and Nashville, Tennessee. Coming through to experience your freedom. Man, I wish more states were open, dude. I wish I could do that more, man. I really, truly do miss performing live more than anything. Somebody asked me the other day, like, do you even miss it? Because you're doing so much now online. Like, do you miss performing live? And my immediate response was yes, because I like being on stage, and in way more than anything, more than putting out a viral video. I would rather, you actually make money on a viral video these days rather than a stand-up show. But that aside, the fulfillment I get from doing a really fun show with really fun people is more than anything else. So I love it so much, and I can't wait to do it again. It's going to be fun. We got merch. Merch is out. Merch is live. We got a bunch of cool stuff. BrentPella.com/store. If you would like some merch so you can rep the Pella Party, rep the Pella Party, dude. Let them know what your politics are. Let them know your politics are vibing. That's what we do. We have a political issue. We vibe it out. We make it work. Someone on Instagram was like, "You're just trying to avoid choosing a side when you know there are two sides. You're just trying to avoid choosing." No, dude, I'm not. Because like when I think of like the middle ground of things, that doesn't mean every single issue has a middle ground. A majority of issues, in my opinion, can be resolved favoring the right or the left. But when you look at the grand flow of life, dude, there's such a variety of ways to help people that middle ground truly does exist. And maybe it's not like, because I've caught myself trying to like force a middle ground into certain topics or certain policies or certain political issues or social issues, and I've caught myself being like, well, maybe there's like a middle way, and sometimes there's not. Sometimes there's not a middle ground. But in the grand flow, I truly believe that there is a balance. And at the same time, like, who fucking cares if you're fully right on everything? Just be nice. Just be a nice person. If you're fully left on everything, be nice. That's all. That's the Pella Party belief, okay? That's what we believe in. The Pella Party believes in finding a middle ground where a middle ground is appropriate, and just not spewing bullshit and not being a dick. Okay? But it's not like I don't want to make anyone mad, so let me just find like a way to like make everyone love me. No, fuck that, dude. You're gonna make people mad. Everybody's not gonna love you, no matter what your opinions are. And because if you try to, I feel like if you try to force yourself into this like neutral area, everyone's gonna hate you because you're not standing for anything. You're standing for like peace and harmony and unity, but that's all like vague, generalized bullshit. On an issue by issue basis, this is just young Brent's opinion. On an issue by issue basis, there is a landing zone that's closer to one side than the other, but in the grand flow, I think there's a balance. So, like, for example, COVID, I like a lot of what the red states have been doing, I personally agree with because it's based on data. And the rates don't seem to be as bad or worse than California. And that's a whole other discussion that I'm not going to get into. But check out episode 37 if you want some really in-depth thoughts, or just comment something angry and yell at me for not knowing my facts or whatever. But then, like, social issues and climate change, I'm pretty far on the left, but it not far left, but like, I would say what's that word? What's that word, dude? Jamie, pull up the word I'm looking for. Conscious. I'm like consciously on the left for some things. So like in the sense that like, fuck, I didn't want to go down this fucking rabbit hole, dude. Damn, what did I get myself into here? Look, fuck it. Okay. I think there's a landing zone where, instead of just deferring to a party line, more people should be really taking a step back and giving some critical thought to a lot of issues that are going on in the world. That's all. That's it. All right? The whole right-left thing, fucking, I don't want to talk about it. It's boring to me now. I've been talking about it too much, dude. We got too many other fun things to get through. How did I get into that? Oh, the Pella party. Oh, because, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, it's like taking a stand on certain things, but like not being like just indifferent. Like, I'm not indifferent on stuff. I'm not like, fuck it, we should all just be in the middle. No. I take a stand in a conscious, critical thinking way instead of listening to what Chris Cuomo or Laura Ingraham yell at you on the news. So merch is out. Merch is live. BrentPella.com/store. Got some Bryler stuff, dude. Got some mandate vibes, dude, because that's the only thing we want to mandate over here. We want to mandate vibes over here. Pella Party merch. Got some other fun stuff. I made a cool design because I was going to go on tour this past summer of 2020, and I was really excited because it was going to be like one of my first more like headline tours. I had a lot of dates at some really cool clubs, and I was going to make a whole tour shirt and do tour merch, and that got scrapped when Young COVID came through. So I made a quarantine content tour shirt, which I really dig. On the front, there's a bunch of illustrations of a couple of characters that have popped in videos this year. And on the back, instead of like, it usually has like the date and the location. So like a tour shirt will be like Los Angeles, California, Staples Center or whatever. Instead, it's a list of my best videos from this past year, this past 2020, and a quote from each video right next to it. So I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if anybody's going to buy anything. You obviously don't have to, but I encourage you to so that I can pay off my student loans. Okay? Yeah, man. Oh, also, I got this. Check this out. Look at this, dude. This is my plaque. This is my YouTube plaque for hitting 100,000 subscribers. Isn't that fun? It's a fun thing, man. It's because of you guys. This is 50% mine and 50% yours. And in the grand flow of life, 100,000 is literally barely a drop in the bucket. It's not much at all, but it's very cool, and I'm very grateful to have gotten there here. Patience is huge. I wrote a whole thing on YouTube. I made a YouTube post about it on my channel. There's like channel posts, so if you want to read like some in-depth thoughts, you can go check that out. But I'm really grateful for it. I'm not going to throw a party about it. I think having some like equanimity about reaching goals is important because it keeps you level-headed in pursuit of the next goal. And it's weird because like I've never done anything for growth, clout, numbers. That shit has never been a priority. It's been in the back of my head like, man, it would be cool to see my audience grow. But the number one priority has always been to make stuff that I think is funny. And I never wanted to just be the guy that made the same old shit, like some, quick one-liner montage videos about some relatable thing. I've done those, but I'm not going to corner myself into doing that because then I become the guy that only does that and has zero ability or creativity to do anything else. So I do that, but then I also do anything else I think is funny, like an impression or whatever. And I know I'm ego stroking a little bit, but I just want to explain this for any other comedians or creators, or just people who want a look inside of my weird head. Because if you're listening to this, then you must, which is quite strange and probably not the best thing to do from a mental health perspective is to get into my mind, but that's okay. It's just I always did stuff that I wanted, that I thought was funny. And so like when I did the Eminem impressions, a lot of people said just keep making Eminem videos, and all the Eminem videos were hitting. Everything else I was putting out was flopping terribly. But again, I didn't want to be the guy that only does Eminem impressions. And then the Rogan impression, I didn't want to be the guy that only does Rogan impressions. And then the bro videos, some of those started to hit. But I don't want to be the guy that only does the bro videos. And then some quick one-liner montage videos hit. I don't want to be the guy that only does quick one-liner montages. I want to do any of those things that make me laugh. I even had a conversation with the YouTube people. I think I've already talked about this on the podcast, so I'll make it short. But I basically messaged them asking if I was shadow banned because all my stuff was flopping. And they were like, no, but you should look at what you've done in the past because your audience is more inclined to view similar content that they were first brought to your channel for. And I was like, oh, fuck no. I'm going to make literally whatever I want. And I have faith that people will find me. So now with the Gavin impressions, like imagine if I only did Gavin impressions. They would all start popping. But at some point, it would get stale and boring, and I would lose muscle memory of how to create other pieces of content and how to have a voice toward other aspects of culture and entertainment and life and da-da-da-da-da. So I knew from a very early point that it was going to be a long and painful journey of growth. Like it's taken me 3 years to hit 100,000 subscribers. I've seen people do that in 3 months or less. Literally, friends of mine have done that. They've gone from 0 to 100,000 in 3 months or less. I've been eclipsed by a few people that now have like 500,000 subscribers on YouTube in the past year alone. And that's great. Like totally happy for them. That's super dope. But I see what they're doing, and it's different because they have a very specific style where they do the same exact type of videos. And again, that's fucking awesome because you found an audience that loves that style. Every creator is different. For me, I do not want to be the guy that only does one thing. I can't. I physically can't, and I mentally can't. It's just a natural thing. I just can't do it. If I do 2 videos that are similar in a row, I start getting all antsy and freaked out because I haven't done anything else, and my mind starts racing into other places, and then I got to make something else because I feel like I need to balance my inner creative energy. So anyways, I say all that basically because I feel like now I'm trapping people with the Gavin Newsom political videos, and they're gonna get drowned in all the stupid, dumb bullshit comedy videos that are my favorite to make, like the Rudolph video, which comes out Wednesday in its entirety. It's a 15-minute documentary on the rise and fall of Rudolph. Zero politics, zero current events, pure silliness, physical comedy, ridiculous absurdity. And that is my favorite shit to make. That is my favorite thing to make, is the Rudolph documentary that premieres Wednesday, the 18th, December 18th, on my YouTube channel. Part 1 is out today, Monday, on my Instagram and Facebook. And so, anyways, what the fuck was this whole rant for, dude? I don't even know. Basically, I'm just beyond grateful to have 100,000 people click a button because they liked something that I made. And it also goes to show that, I don't have a manager. I don't have an agent. I cannot audition for TV shows and movies. I can't submit writing packets or writing samples to anywhere. And I have no industry connections right now. I would love all that because it would help me do some things that I really want to do, but I just don't have it. And so that patience game, really does play out in the long run. And I think you could map that to any career. I would assume, you're going to see people rise faster than you. But as long as your eyes aren't on them, they're down on your work, you're going to see yourself rise too, even if it's more gradual and slow, and the payout is going to be bigger for you at the end. That's what I believe. Okay, enough with the motivational shit. Thank you for subscribing and listening. All right. Woo! Dude. How about this comment, bro? On the last Gavin Newsom video, there was a comment like, wow, okay, so y'all want your grandparents to die, huh? What? The comment was, oh, so y'all just okay with your grandmas dying? Huh? No. What? That's the madness right now. That's the crazy people out there who think that as soon as you express a different opinion, you just want people to die. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want grandparents to die for sure. For sure. That's what I want. So stupid. Could not be more stupid. Could literally not be more stupid. If they tried to be more stupid, they would end up looking smart because they've reached the level of stupidity where there's no getting stupider. You literally are the stupidest person in the world. That person who commented that. Here's because I saw. All right. Here's something to think about, and this is like a story that they'll never break down on the news or in any press conference. A buddy of mine posted on Facebook that it was a really angry rant, and he said, "I currently have COVID-19 and I am suffering flu-like symptoms." And so I clicked on it. I clicked read more. And he broke it down like this. Over the Thanksgiving holiday, me and my girlfriend decided to go back home and see my mom. We quarantined ourselves for 2 weeks before traveling up. My mother promised to do the same. When we were there, over Thanksgiving weekend, my mom got invited to a friend's house for a potluck lunch or something. We begged and pleaded with her not to go because we wanted to stay safe within our bubble. Just my mom, me, and my girlfriend. But she went anyway. And she came back without symptoms. And now we are back in LA or SF, wherever they live. And it's been a week and a half and we have symptoms. My mom has no symptoms. This is what this is what he said. This is what we're dealing with. This is the selfishness of people who will choose to put other people at risk for their own selfish behavior. Because apparently she didn't wear a mask when she went to the other place. She wasn't social distancing, and then she came back to hang out with her son and his girlfriend and gave them the COVID. Okay, breaking that down, dude. Now, I think first and foremost, if you made an agreement, and there are people that are scared of COVID, and I would never shame anyone for having an opinion. If you're terrified of COVID, then be terrified. I don't want you to be terrified, but I'm not going to shame you for being scared. Okay? So if they had an agreement to see each other on Thanksgiving and quarantine prior, and then the mom decided to go to a friend's place, and they begged and pleaded with her not to go, but she went anyways and then came back. Now, I first and foremost think mom should not have gone to that thing. It's just rude. After your son begged you and politely asked you not to go and had quarantined himself for 2 weeks, she just shouldn't have gone. That's just like a dick move. That is objectively a dick move. Obviously, she has the freedom to go. That's a stupid-ass argument, dude. When you made an agreement to be with family, you know that they're a little bit timid of the virus and that they quarantine themselves before coming out. And then they ask you not to go. I think she shouldn't have gone, first and foremost. Now, secondly, they did not need to stay and wait for her return. As soon as she went to that little potluck party thing, they could have jetted back home and avoided any potential exposure. Now, this is aside from all the statistics about the very low death rate and the demographics and all that. This is just a specific example of a guy who was blaming selfish behavior on him getting COVID when he had the full opportunity to remove himself from the equation. Now, that's a shitty thing to think about doing, avoiding your family and potentially causing a fight, causing a rift? Riff or rift? I think rift with a T. Causing a rift? Potentially causing a rift? That's a shitty thing. It would make anybody feel bad. To be like, Mom, if you're going to that, you're being selfish. I got to leave. Let me know when you get the vaccine. But that's what he could have done. He had that option. But now he's out there blaming selfishness of maskless people when he had power to remove himself from the equation. Am I fucking wrong here? And then there was another story on Twitter of a mother and a father who traveled to Florida for a funeral. Daughter begged them not to go, begged them to be safe. They wore a mask the whole time. They social distanced from people the whole time. They went to the funeral. They flew back from Florida. Dad got COVID, died 3 weeks later. In his 60s, I believe. So still extremely low death rate. Unfortunately, he was part of the percentage that passed away from complications resulting in COVID. Now, again, first and foremost, like, full empathy for anybody who is affected by either them getting it or a family member getting it, and especially somebody passing away. Like, it goes without saying that is absolutely tragic, right? But then where I think the conversation needs to happen is the, like, quote, blame. Because if you're choosing to go to Florida, a place that's open for the most part, even if you're wearing a mask and distancing, you know that you're putting yourself at potential risk. And if you're in that age that has a higher likelihood of suffering severe symptoms, you're still choosing to go to a place. You know what the restrictions are there. You know the regulations. Obviously, again, a terrible choice to have to make to avoid a funeral of a close family member, or to go and try to stay as safe as possible. But again, the choice, it's the freedom of choice. And these are the types of things that just get generalized as, oh, well, it's all the anti-mask people. It's all the people who are running around coughing on people. They all just want your grandparents dead. No, man. People are putting themselves in positions to catch the virus. Whether or not you have a mask or social distance, there's still an opportunity for you to catch it, okay? And so it's being generalized as like, oh, all these right-wing anti-maskers. Hey, man, I'm not right-wing and I'm not anti-mask. But I do think that it's a freedom of choice. If you're going to choose to go to Florida, if you're going to choose to go to a potluck, if you're going to choose not to leave a home where somebody just went around other people and came back, then you are making that choice. And to blame other people is just disingenuous. And again, it's stupid. It's a stupid thing. And there's also, there's so much stupidity, bro. It's like, oh, man, my neighbors, I don't know if I should talk really loud for this. My neighbors are two middle-aged people, and they're fairly overweight. And I do not shame anybody for being overweight. Now, they stay inside. They rarely leave the apartment. They wear a mask as soon as they walk out of the apartment, and they have it on. They have their mask on as they walk into their apartment. They live right next door. And I've seen them parking outside. They have a mask on in their car as if they were just driving home with it on, and then they get out of the car and they walk up and they go inside. Again, not shaming anybody. It's your choice, okay? However, in the past week, and they get food delivery every single day. They don't miss a meal. It's at least 2 food deliveries a day. I see them because I can see the delivery person walking up right outside my window. Now, in the past week, they have gotten McDonald's and Cheesecake Factory more than 5 times. More than 5 times. So, do we understand? Like, do we understand the irony here? You know what I mean? Now, again, I don't give a shit what you eat, but I am curious if people like this see the irony in what they're doing. How they're wearing a mask everywhere. They're isolating at home. They're probably doing everything they possibly can to keep themselves safe. And they're poisoning their body with processed garbage and gross fake fat and nasty shit. And it just blows my mind because I think that's like, unfortunately, a lot of America. America is like an unhealthy country. We're just straight up unhealthy. And I would assume that that is a major factor into all the rates of infection and deaths and everything. But I see my neighbors doing this, and I'm like, dude, why aren't you guys ordering health? You're doing everything except for boosting your immune system. You're ruining your immune system. It just, the irony, oh man, it just makes my head hurt. Like I don't want anything to happen to my neighbors. I've never spoken to them. They seem fairly nice. But fuck, do we understand that? Am I wrong? I don't know. I don't know, dude. It's all good, bro. It's all good, man. And then I got this other comment on a few on the Gavin Newsom videos. People saying like, "Hey, bro, why aren't you making fun of Trump, dude? Are you too scared to make fun of Trump? Why don't you make fun of Trump for bitching about the election, dude? If you're a real comedian, you'd be making fun of Trump." Nah, man. I've roasted Trump plenty. Also, everybody's been making fun of Trump for 4 years. So to me, calling him orange is hacky and fucking lame. And it's old. Making fun of him for being loud, obnoxious, narcissistic, annoying, rude, mean, not a good speaker at all, using dumbass words, adjectives for the word big in every sentence. That's been done for 4 years on every late night show, every comedy show for 4 years. That's been done. And I'm not going to do it because it's just old to me. Now, the day Jared Kushner or Donald Trump Jr. does some dumb shit, besides the election rigging stuff, because again, it's so stupid. It's when they do something, you'll see me doing that. The Trump stuff with the election stuff right now it's just old to me because it's the same jokes on every late night show. And they're doing great. All the late night shows are fantastic. But, I was watching John Oliver a couple weeks ago, and there was an orange joke again. Like, they made another variation joke of him being a Cheeto or something. Or maybe it wasn't John Oliver. It was one of those shows. And I just cringed. I was like, fuck, man, we're still doing this? It's been 4 years with this motherfucker in office, and we can't do any better jokes than making fun of him for being orange? So I'm over that, man. I'm trying to do my own thing. I'm trying to find new ways of making people laugh and pointing out stupidity. And right now, I've found a flow. And I cannot wait. If and when Joe Biden gets inaugurated, I cannot wait to tear down Jared Kushner's dumbass. Because, dude, what would he do if he was poor? Would he even survive? What would, dude, Jared Kushner, I get it. He's done some good things. Right? Has he? I probably got to look this up a little more before I even speak on it. But I just want to make fun of Jared Kushner. Remember when he wore that bulletproof vest and he was out meeting up with army people, but he had a suit on underneath it? Such a fucking joke, dude. And Donald Trump Jr. is he's a prick. So I'm excited to make fun of him. But he's an objective prick. Like, anybody can call him a prick. And you're allowed to like pricks. Donald Trump is a prick. But fuck it. If you like Trump, he's a prick. That's just an objective fact. So I am excited to make fun of them. That's what I'm saying. I'm excited to make fun of them. What else we got, dude? What else we got here, bro? Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. We're chilling. We're doing it. You know what I mean? I recommend watching this show called Alien Worlds on Netflix. It's basically like Planet Earth, but they create alien worlds out of CGI graphics. It's trippy as hell, dude. Eat some CBD and go watch that. Cool. We had a couple rants on this episode. I feel good. Do you guys feel good? Feel okay? I feel all right. I think we're doing okay. We got the holidays coming up. By buy some merch for somebody for the holidays. Oh, I'm gonna make Newsome Science shirts by popular request. So those will come out within the next couple days. And yeah, man, it's been a weird year. It's been a weird year. It's been a very strange fucking year. And 2021 will probably also be strange. It's gonna be strange for a while. Guys, come see me live. Buy some merch if you're feeling vibey. And hey, drink some water because you're probably dehydrated. Okay? Yeah, man, I love you. Thank you again for this. Thank you for the subscribers on YouTube. Sincerely appreciate it. Very, very grateful. And yeah, I love you guys. I'll see you next week. All right? See ya.